Hi and welcome to Joe's Workshop once again. Right, what it is, I'm starting to dismantle the milling machine, because we are going to adapt it to belt driven basically instead of gear driven. The reason why I'm doing this is because the motor has stopped working. You switch it on, everything lights up, you turn the switch, and nothing's working on it. So the reason why I'm doing this is because there's a lot of people out there at the moment on YouTube saying that it's good to have a belt driven mill instead of gear driven. Now, I changed all of the gears to metal gears inside the box, inside the gearbox basically, apart from one gear which sits on top of the box. I couldn't find the metal gear with it basically, so we're stripping it down now. With this conversion kit that I'm going to be buying, is the motor and the back bracketry that you get with it to do this. Now, as what I'll do, I'll just swing around. This is the back of it. I've took the power supply off of everything, the motor and that lot. Now, looking at it, it doesn't look too bad. So I took the gear off. There's a little keyway that holds the plastic gear on. Now, this top bit that you're unloosing is a left-handed thread, and a lot of people don't know about these. They assume it's just a normal thread pitch, but it's a left-handed thread pitch, and if you wind it the opposite way, you're literally tightening it. There is a grub screw, where have I put it? There's a tiny grub screw basically that fits that, right? Now, at the time, some people don't know about this. You've got to unloosen this grub screw first before you unloosen your actual nut, because if you don't, the threads on it will literally, it'll be mangled up basically. So you've got to undo this grub screw. So when I got this milling machine, I checked everything over, and the one thing that you should always check is this thread, always, because a lot of people think, oh, it's just a standard thread and it'll wind off. It doesn't. You can very easy strip these threads. So just make you to be aware of it. There is a grub screw in it, and that nut is a left-handed thread, so it untightens left ways. So here's what we're going to do now. There's a collet on here, and I think that's keywayed as well. So I'm just going to take this plastic cover off of the top with it. If I knew right bloody size Allen key. I've had this off a couple of times because I upgraded to metal gears, and I will show you the metal gears that are inside. It was a bit difficult to do, but it's easy enough to actually put in and fit, basically. And also be aware of this shock. It's not a gas shock. I will be upgrading this to a gas shock. There's a few people that have done this. Now the conversion kits that you buy are very simple, basically. And all that is, it's just a plastic cover. The shit. I've seen people make metal gears out of these, and they're a lot better, really. Metal covers for these, and they're a lot better. They last longer and stuff like that. So, right, let's get this bit of a collet off. I'll just prise it up very gently because there is a keyway in there. Right, that's all it is. Just a tube, basically, a collet tube. It's like a collet tube, basically. Now, there's a keyway in this. If you are upgrading, I would certainly get new gears, new bearings. As you can see, they are hard to get out, but with a bit of persuasion, luckily I will be replacing this. So that's all that is. Just a little keyway. You can buy them on eBay. You can get a set of them cheap enough. I've got a box of them, basically. Right. These bearings aren't the same as Timken bearings, as you put them. So that's what I'll be getting. I didn't buy them for the reason fact is that I was eventually going to convert this to a belt driven one. The shaft, I'm going to have a look at a new shaft because of the wear on these threads, basically. Again, an upgrade, which is fantastic. But just be aware that you can do upgrades on them and stuff like that. I can't remember the site that does these, but they are helpful, but they want you to spend loads of money and you don't need it. I spent half an hour looking for a new spindle, for an upgraded spindle, and found one straight away. you're talking around about 40 quid, 50 quid, something like that. So basically, all it is, these are, I have greased, because I put metal bearings in, metal gears, sorry, right, I greased it, put plenty of grease in. Don't be worried about not putting too much grease in, because it helps it, and I'll show you all that once everything's off of it, basically. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this might drop, so I normally put that up and tighten it. These shocks aren't too bad. The gas shocks are a lot better to have, basically. I've known people take these off, and you can buy a gas shock and everything for cheaper than what you pay for these, like, you know. So, but they are a nightmare, and the biggest thing about them as well is that to replace one of these are a fucking nightmare, because basically there's a bolt there that holds it on and stuff, and you do fight with it, don't get me wrong, you do fight with it. I just don't know why that motor that we're on there is giving up. I know I have a bit of moisture in here. This will want to fucking spring up, this, like. Yeah, it wants to. It's gonna hit that like. Whoa, that was close, weren't it? Just try and get it out the best you can. Which I've done that. I'm hoping I'm just strip that off. I'll move them out of the way. I'll screw them back in, basically, so I know what's what. I might actually need to set that off, so I'll just leave that off for a minute. The bearings, you want to get a decent bearing. I wouldn't stinge on bearings if I were you. The better bearings that you buy, it'll last longer. So this mill, even though it's just, you know, a little mini mill, I'm going to do a full overhaul on this. So it's going to get cleaned, bits are going to get added to it. As well, in this hole is obviously where your shock is, right? People fill them up with concrete and then just cap it off with some rubber sealant, basically, because moisture does get in there. I've had moisture coming out at the bottom because of this. Now, the people that make these didn't realise that at all, basically. There was no cap on it, you can't do anything with it. They will be, it will have a cap on. So we are going to completely strip it down, and stuff like that. So we know Can I just strip that? It seems a bit tight. I might have to run a tap through there just to clean that out. I'm going to leave that out for now. Right, the next job, we'll release this. Alright, it's just a little guide roller, just so you don't bottom that out. And I've seen people actually move this as well for that extra bit of travel that you might need. So be aware again that you can do it, because I have seen people do it and I have talked to people about it. I just can't remember the website where I got this from. Anyway, there was a bloke on YouTube and he basically completely, because he wanted to keep the mill, he converted it to belt driven, which is fantastic, to be honest with you. Now there's different motors out there, and you will see once I get mine, because it's around, they're around about £200 and that lot, and then the conversion kit is £140 odd. That's in our money. I don't know what it is in US money or whatever. Why has that been stubborn all of a sudden? A lot of people think, oh yeah, you can put this motor on, you can put that motor on. Yeah, by all means you can put any motor on that you want. But you have got to be mindful that some conversion kits, yeah, you even have to modify it as well. I know there's a bloke in America, he does a complete full conversion kit for this. So I think, if I'm right there, that you've got to buy a different spindle. This is why I'm changing this one. I don't know whether I'm going to get a left-handed thread or just a standard thread that comes out and all that. I can't get it out. Popped it out then. That's it. Everything's been stubborn today. I don't know why. There we go. That's just another little, like a spacer, basically. So yeah, there is these bearings a part number, which I am actually quite pleased of, because some bearings you can get them overseas and they're crap. These bearings, I'm going to have sealed bearings and then just pack them with grease. Basically, you take the rubber grommet off, the seal around it, and then you can pack them basically and put the seal back on. But even when you do get all of this off, alright, I've seen people make extra, i.e. riser blocks. you can do it. You can actually buy the stem, the column, an extra, I can't remember what size it was now, but you can actually buy the extra column, because there's one person that makes them, and all you do is you raise your gib up a bit, and it'll thingy it, so you've got that extra height, which is brilliant for what you need. So, but anyway, is what we'll do is I'm going to take this off now, and I will show you. Like I said, there is a few things that you've got to be mindful of. I hate the little plastic clips that you get, right, to lock everything down. I hate them, so I'm going to be modifying my own clamps for it, basically, to make it a lot easier. Right, so that's that done. Be aware there's a gib in back of this, so make sure that you don't break it or like that, mark it. You can get I've just lost some there, I don't know what that were, so I'm going to put this over here. What was that? That's your gib. I am going to see if I can order a new one, because it is worn. There's another gib in this as well, in that little metal riser block. So again, be aware of that. Like I said, the plastic toddlers that you get to lock the carriage down and lock this down, I just put one of these new ones in, and that there will be a better one than that. So basically, is what you're looking for is wear. Alright. I will be making more videos on this. All this is going to get blued up. Is what I'm going to be doing is cleaning it all. I'm going to be bluing it up and putting calipers on it, basically to measure the wear. There's not too bad, really, but it is sturdy. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, there's going to be a DRO on this. I will probably be putting that on once I've got everything sorted out. Another one that I've seen is so you don't have to wind it up all the time. Some people have put electric motor on it, so you can just take it up or take it down or whatever. That is again another brilliant thing. But do get rid of this. If I find the gas one, I will put a link in probably after this video. So basically the gas one sits on the side here, and it is 10 times better. So the old motor, with all the electrical box and everything, is I'm going to keep that for the time being and seeing what actually is wrong with it. It could be the motor, it could be the servo in it, but again, you've still got to go through it like a toothpick, because some people have actually changed the motherboards on the back of them, where it sits here. Basically, they have changed the motherboards because the motherboards can't take the load. Now, with the new one that I'm getting, it has got its own system. So you just put it onto the wall, switch it on, you're done. Which is a lot better. Also, I've seen people modifying the bed. So this is only 150mm bed, right? And yeah, it's not too bad. But some people have bought extra beds, longer beds, and just a bit wider as well, because you can't fit, I think it's my vise. I think my vise is a 6-inch vise, and it does fit on here, but it's a bit bulky. I know you can get the 4-inch vise, and I think they make the a 2-inch vise as well. So the 2-inch vise is fantastic for that. So as well, the bed weighs on this one, I'll be taking it off, stripping it all down, cleaning it all, and checking for run out. Because they make them cheap and this, that and the other, you can't do much with them. So we will do a full clean up of this. It's all going to get measured up properly to see how much wear and what tolerance there is on this. So basically, that's what we're going to do. But I do recommend to change this piston, basically. It's not doing anything. It's just to relieve pressure of the head machine itself, because it does weigh quite a bit, that. So the one that I'm on about literally fastens to the side of it. So we're going to have a look at that. The DRO, when you mount your DRO scale, put it to the right side, because what you see here, there's a groove down here, and that's where your new gas shock can go. So even though I am getting a brand new milling machine, this one is going to be just for small parts, but I'm going to raise it up as well. So basically you can turn the wheels a bit more better, and there's clearance underneath. There's going to be a power feed on both accesses. I am thinking about getting power feed for the top to raise and lower the head. I haven't looked into that much yet. I've watched a couple of videos, and I will find it again, and I will link it in into my bio page. But yeah, search up, I'm trying to think of his name now, who does the riser block for this. And basically it's only about, I'd say, about that, so 30 centimetres extra of travel. But it all bolts on. So full casting basically, and it just sits on it. So when I have a look on my YouTube page again, I'll have a look to see, because I have got it saved somewhere. He has done it fantastically. It's a bit pricey. I think he said they're roughly around about between 400 and 500 quid just for that bit, but you get everything with it: the brackets, the screws, the lock, even the drills to tap it, and stuff. But it is fantastic, and it does make a difference. That extra height does make a difference. As well, you can buy for your bed, you can buy a riser block for that as well, to higher that up a bit. Now it is quite a lot of money, that for it, but it's worth it. I think he was charging, I've got a bad memory at the moment, like he was charging quite a bit for that, and all it is, it sits up about that much underneath, so all clamps up. This is all going to get taken off, so I will find out if there's there should be screw locations under it where you can fasten it to. So that's another thing. But definitely, I'll try and find his channel again. I'm sure I've saved it. Have a look at the riser lock for that, because that is fantastic. And he makes that. So all you do is you send him the measurements of the clearance of your V grooves, right? Measurements of the tops and everything, and he will do that to precision, basically. So, but yeah, all this is going to get cleaned off. I'm going to make riser blocks for the feet, so it just lifts the machine up a bit more. I don't know what I'm going to do it out of yet. It could be stainless that I might do it, so I'll buy just a block of stainless and cut them, or it could be aluminium. Thing about aluminium is I have done a couple of shims, and they do wear a bit with the vibration, so I think you can buy like a damper to put in between it and fasten it down. So that's what I'm going to do, basically. So yeah, we're going to fit a DRO on it. I'm going to fit a power feed on it, and they're not a lot of money at all, on both accesses. I'm looking into fitting a power feed on the head, so you can raise and lower the head up without thinning it down. There's going to be a new spindle. I'm trying to get a longer spindle, basically. because if I can, I want the head to lock, basically, and have that longer spindle. And only when you're rising and lowering it, it will be a bit better, if you know what I mean. So have a look at that, and we'll see what's what, basically. But definitely get rid of this, they're no good. Get a gas shock, and you mount that on the side, basically. And the bloke that I've seen has actually said that it's 10 times better, you know, quickly release and stuff like that. But it is fantastic. So I'll try and have a look at what it was on. I can't remember what it was on now. I'll go through it anyway, and I'll put a video up of it, a link. So yeah, now we've got the head off. I will put a link to the motor that I'm getting and the conversion kit that I'm getting. It is a hell of a lot better, really, than what other people say, right? That motor, people say it's not powerful enough, or you can't do deep cuts. With this one, because it's belt driven, you can do quite a deep cut in it. I've seen it. So I will put a link in that, and you can just have a look at it and see what you think. But yeah, I'll put a link in of the gas shock for it to be mounted on the side. I'll put a link in for the DRO and everything. Also, I'll put a link in with the power feeds that I'm doing, and I'm also going to do another video of taking the head apart, taking all the gears out, replacing the spindle, replacing bearings, and then a new overhaul, basically, of this machine until I get my new machine. This will be out of action. So have a look, like and subscribe, thumbs up to you. I hope everyone's had a good Christmas, and I hope everyone had a good New Year as well. There's going to be a lot more content in the new year, because of what's happening, and stuff like that. I'll be doing more on the lathe, on the Myford Super 7 lathe. There's going to be quite a few upgrades for that. Power feed and all that lot, that's what I'm going to do. Same with this, the new machine, the new milling machine, that'll be coming in the new year. I'm looking, there's a few at the moment. There's one that I specifically like, but I don't know if I can get it through my shed door. So we'll have a look at that. I will put some pictures on. There is a video of it. It's fantastic, the machine. A lot rigid, sorry. So you can do fantastic cuts, and there's a lot more tooling that I'm going through, and I'm working with people at the moment to actually, you know, for the channel and that lot, for them to subscribe to me so we can test their products out. But yeah, so please like and subscribe, comment if you want to. I'll get back in touch with you. I don't know what's happening with my YouTube channel at the moment because I'm not receiving comments. So if you are commenting, try and leave, and I will get back in touch with you. So yeah, link, subscribe, like my video, and thumbs up to you. All right. I will see you on the next channel when I'm stripping the head down, taking all the guts out of it, cleaning it up, getting new bearings, new spindle, and everything. So have a good one and have a good new year. Cheers now.